Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're just looking at the accessories. Obviously, you get all these tips. You get that stereotypical canvas BLON pouch that's come with almost every single one of them. There is the impedance. It is 32 ohms. Frequency response range is 20 to 20 kilohertz. Sensitivity is 115 decibels. It's a standard 0.78 millimeter connector, as they say. I don't think so. 3.5 millimeter termination. Here's the box for it right here. This is the BLN MAX, as it is called. Taking a look at it, I don't understand why my lights keep dimming. Maybe because there's a storm going on outside. Very unusual shape, and we'll get to that in a short period of time. This is a very simple review for this because it's a complex design. It has dual dynamic drivers. It's not a simple IM by any means, but the sound signature is just simple. I mean, I can just 3 letters, fun. F-U-N, it's fun. It's fun sounding. We're done. Okay, thank you so much. No, I'm just kidding. It is a simple thing with it. I'm going to show you the cable first. You know what the pouch looks like. You know what the tips look like. I mean, do I actually have one of the tips over here? I did have one of the tips over here. I have a box of BLONs over here. Stereotypical BLON tips. They're all the same, always, as far as I know. I've never gotten one with any different ones. Kind of this mushy thing. People like these. Some of them, I don't. I think the tips are absolute garbage. But, of course, I'm going to change the tips anyway. Here's the look at the cable. Obviously, the nicest cable BLON has made. They put this on the Mini as well. These are kind of oval shaped, so that's why I say it says standard. I really don't think these are standard at all. BLON always has these round, almost looks like a QDC TRN type plug. It's round and it's wider than usual. So just keep that in mind when you're getting cables for this. Here's the other cable. Same thing, only this one comes with the remote. If you want to see what that looks like, there's a remote and the microphone. It's nice and metal. It looks nice too, and it's decent, and you know, that comes in handy. Some people want these to go out, use it off their phone, and they want to be able to take phone calls, so it's nice for that. Looking at the one that started it all, basically. There was a BLON before this, but nobody remembers it very much. This is the BL-03. Then there was the BL-05, and then there was the improved BL-05S, which I still like very much. Then we get into this one right here, which is the BLON 01. I personally like this one at the time. I'm not sure if I like this more than the Mini or less than the Mini. I'd have to do like a head-to-head comparison with all the BLONs at some point. I don't have the one with the holes in it. There's only so much I can get. This one has a really big nozzle. This one fit in the air really good. This is probably one of the best fitting BLONs out there, with his little micro drivers and everything. It was nice. It had some nice bass to it as well. Really decent, that BLON Mini. And then, of course, after that comes the BLON MAX. You get the Mini, now you get the MAX. Now, I want to get to my notes. We did the specs on it. That's the channel. There's my notes. Pros on this is the build quality is solid as a rock on this. It really, really is. I'm going to tilt this down. Just give me a second. Okay, so we got the other BLONs. We'll push those off to the side for now. There's the BLON cable. There's all your other BLONs. There's this BLON, which is way bigger than the others. I think I'm only missing... I do have the other BLON that came with the fixed cable. It kind of had like the the earpod shape to it. It had the stick and then the thing. I have that one that's put away. That one's just kind of a footnote. There's nothing really notable about it. It was decent, but it basically was just like a rebadged nice hick IM Nothing spectacular about it. If you can get it for cheap, try it out. Maybe you'll like it. I didn't find anything stood out to this. Now, this is a great shape, but when we come to the back part, you know, it's not going to fit everybody's ears. Okay, so for pros, I put build quality is solid, bass is excellent. It has both power and control, both quality and quantity and bass, which is unusual. The cable is the nicest one from BLON so far. It came with the, I believe it started with the mini, that cable, and I like that cable a lot. And it's a fun, mature kind of V-shaped tuning. Can be changed. It has a lot of different potential. It can be made less bassy. It can be made into a bass cannon. There's a 10mm carbon diaphragm, and there's a 6mm composite diaphragm dynamic driver inside these. So the cons on this is it's a little on the heavy side. It's definitely not going to fit everyone's ears. Some people it'll fit perfectly, other people it'll fit just right, some people it'll fit not so well, some people it'll be painful for, probably. I don't know. For me, it fit perfectly, which is amazing. I kind of have like medium-shaped ears, and it fit good. It fit very good. It's not the detail magnet. It's definitely not a treble magnet. If you're a treble head, if you're really picky in details and everything, this isn't going to be the one for you. Stock BLON tips, in my opinion, are just trash. I don't like them at all. There are a few people that like them on there. They fit their ears. They work well, especially the pointy one, that kind of weird cone-shaped one, which, in my opinion, destroys the sound signature. I don't like it. Immediately change them. I use these DD Hi-Fi tips. There's some SpinFit tips that I usually use, and the DD Hi-Fi ones and the TRN ones are some of my favorites. Foam tips are obviously the way to go with this if they're not fitting in your ears right. Recommend Dakoni, Comply, and there was another one that's a hybrid, and I can't think of the name, but they're orange. I don't actually have any with me. I had one pair and they're gone. I'll have to find them and I'll get them. I'll do like a tip thing eventually, because I got a ton of tips that I have. I just seem to be using like the same ones all the time because I personally like them. So let's get into the sound signature. Let me scroll down from here. Right. This is going to be quick now. We're almost at, to 10 minutes. We're at like 7, 8 minutes right now. This will be very fast with this. It's very easy to describe this. The bass performance is far above its price range. That's for sure. It offers some very good control in the bass, especially bass-heavy songs. No muddiness, no muckiness there. No loss of quality. Some bass is powerful. Mid-bass can get a little bloaty, but it does bleed into the mids, the lower mids, giving them a warmth, which I find quite pleasant. But overall, it doesn't hinder them that much. No, the bass is both quality and quantity. Like I said, it's very hard to find. There's good layering, there's good separation. You get some nice details in the bass. Really bass-heavy tracks, yeah, definitely can cause fatigue. Now, the mids, amazingly enough, they are not pushed forward. They are not held back in any way. They do have a mild recession, but not as much as you would be expecting from this unit. Even in bass-heavy tracks, the mids are just really nice. They're clear. They have a kind of a mellow warmth to them, and they're not as recessed as one would think. They're kind of on the neutral side, to be quite honest, but they're good. They're pleasant, and I was really surprised by the mids. I liked them. I really did like them with this. It's not going to be the balanced armature detail. Wow, these are just sweet, and the timbre is just perfect. No, I think they're a little bit better on some of the other BLONs, particularly the 05S, but they're good. They're good. This is under $30. They're excellent. You won't be disappointed there. It's not going to be your detail magnet, like I said, but it gives it a really fun listening. Treble now is kind of neutral. There's no boost there to treble whatsoever. They're clear. They have, you know, kind of a relaxed tuning. Obviously, people that are treble heads and look like brightness, you're not going to like this at all. But there's no spikes there. There's no peaks. There's no harshness there. You do get some, you know, sparkle, and the treble is a good quality treble. It's just kind of relaxed in its tuning. It's not as detailed as you would expect from, you know, even from a V shape. But it is good. So you can listen to that for a long time without treble harshness. Now the bass, like I said, if it's very boomy bass and you have it tuned right, these things can be a bass cannon, and then it may cause some fatigue there unless you're really into bass and you just want to keep listening to the bass. But it's good. Now we get in this sound stage. It's above average with these. There's decent imaging and separation. Overall, this has good imaging, separation, and layering. But again, it's not a reference class IM. This is a fun kind of mature V-shape of listening. So we'll just leave it at that. I think that this is interesting. Do I like this better than the 03 or the 05S? I'm not sure. Do I like this better than the Mini and the 01? Yes. It's just, I don't know. I think I need more time to fool around with this. But as it goes stock and with a couple of little things like changing the tips and stuff, I think this one has a lot of potential, and it is very, very good, in my opinion. And at least for me, it fits good, so that kind of makes it easier to get the response out of it that I need. And other people, if this isn't going to fit your ears, you may say, bass, the bass is just okay. It's just like a nice, you know, kind of balanced bass, and that's about it. No, it's all going to depend on the person. If there are 20 reviews out for this, by the time this video is out, there'll probably be maybe 15 different opinions on this. Overall, I like this. It should be noted that this does scale well. Amplification makes a big difference in the way it sounds. If you're driving it off your phone, it's going to sound different than that. There was another pair that I just did that I'm finishing up on a review. Oh, the Angel Wings. The Angel Wings, I did not like the way they sounded off the phone, but once they got amplification, they actually sounded good. I don't know if I got a different pair. A lot of people don't like those. And I was expecting them to be, yeah, and I ended up liking those. And I really like this. I must say I really like this. I'm not a big fan of the shape. I mean, this way, it looks fantastic. I actually thought they were going to fit in your ears this way. But it fits in your ears this way. There's the thing, the loop goes out around your ear. And, I mean, I wish they had made this just a little more normal shaped in the back, but, you know, with a little bit longer nozzle. No, longer nozzle would have made the big difference with these. If they end up coming out with a pro version of this or a plus version of this, make that nozzle just a little bit longer, and we should be all set with fit for this. But otherwise, it fit in my ears good, so I got a good response out of this, and I really do like this. This is a fun, kind of mature, smooth, V-shaped response that I think a lot of people will find fun. That said, I like them. The build quality is superb, other than, you know, there's a little bit of weight. No, I use the metal ore that are made out of brass. These are no way near as heavy as that. They're about the same size, but they're nowhere near as heavy as those. This is the biggest BLON. Obviously, you can see the BLONs there. You can see this is far bigger than any of these. The nozzle is probably shorter than most of these, too. But overall, I like them. They're decent. And for under $30, you can't go wrong. This has been the BL-MAX from WGZ BLON. I hope this video was informative. Stay safe, and I will see you somewhere out on the internet. Thank you so much.